Hey guys, it's Rory with soyachinchao.com, and today I'm at the DirectD PJ Mega Store where they have brought us down to check out a very cool smartphone. I may have already shown you what the phone is, but this is it. It's the Xiaomi Mi 8 Explorer Edition. So the regular Xiaomi Mi 8 just went on sale in Malaysia not that long ago. There are two variants, one with 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage, one with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, and they retail for 1599 and 1899 respectively. But this is the Mi 8 Explorer Edition, and it's a special limited edition version of that Mi 8 smartphone. But this phone isn't officially available in Malaysia yet. In fact, I don't think it's officially available anywhere else in the world except China. But DirectD have actually brought one in, and you can actually pre-order the device on the DirectD website. But it will cost you a premium because this phone with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage costs 3,499 ringgit. That's just 200 ringgit shy of the Galaxy Note 9. So you might be wondering what makes this smartphone so special. Well, there are a number of things. Number one, it's that new memory configuration where you get 8 gigs of RAM instead of 6 gigs of RAM, but you only get 128 gigs of storage, which is sort of like the mid-tier spec for the whole Mi 8 lineup. I guess if you count Malaysia, then it's the high-tier spec. But yeah, it's 128 gigs of storage plus 8 gigs of RAM, so it's a slight bump in RAM there. Processor is still the same. It's still a Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 chip, so top of the line for 2018, all good stuff. In front, you also get a 6.21-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display that's made by Samsung. It looks great, but it has a significant notch inside. But that notch is there for a reason. Much like the iPhone X, this phone has a 3D facial unlocking system. So the difference between this and the Mi 8 is that the Mi 8 only has an infrared unlocking system. This actually has the ability to map your face in 3 dimensions. So there are also Animoji-like emoji features that go along with this new camera array. Besides that, you've also got an in-display fingerprint scanner. So instead of the rear-mounted one that you find on the Xiaomi Mi 8, this one's actually in front, and you can see that it's actually right in the display. So if I press my finger there, it lets me in. So this is slightly different from the Vivo Nex, where the Vivo Nex has a in-display fingerprint scanner where you just need to put your finger on and you go in. This one's actually pressure sensitive, so you need to press in a little bit before it actually reads your finger. How much that affects your fingerprint unlocking speed and accuracy remains to be seen, but so far it's pretty quick, and we tried registering several fingerprints, and it seems like other people can't get into the phone, though I'm still not completely sold on this whole in-display fingerprint scanner thing. So the final thing that is special about this phone that's not on the Mi 8 is, as you may have noticed, the transparent back. So it has this transparent back design, but it's not actually a transparent back that lets you see all the internals of the phone. It's a sort of stylized piece that they put just over the top of the components that are inside, and then they have this sort of transparent glass layered on top. So it looks like you're looking into the phone, but you technically are, though you're not looking at what actually powers the phone. So it's a stylized version of that, but I would say the effect is pretty cool. It has that sort of HTC U12 Plus vibe, but more extreme because you get to see even more of the components. There are even little words that are inscribed in it with motivational quotes, I think is what it's called. Let me see. Always believe that something wonderful is about to happen. That's what is inscribed on one of the chips there. Okay. Besides that, the camera is still the same. It's still a dual 12 megapixel sensor, has 1.4 micron pixels and an f1.8 aperture lens, while the other has a f2.4 aperture lens and a short telephoto reach, so that you get a bit more optical image stabilization. Beyond that, the phone feels pretty much identical to the regular Mi 8, with the exception of the colored power button, which, I don't know, feels like it adds some texture, but it probably doesn't. It's like some placebo effect. Still, the look is very cool, so it looks unlike any other phone that you can see in the market. But the question becomes, is it worth that price? Well, I think that it looks very cool. I don't think that 3499 is really value for money buy, or at least not value for money in the way Xiaomi usually is, but that's what you have to pay for exclusivity, I guess, because this phone isn't officially available in Malaysia. It's actually an import set brought in by DirectD. So if you want to buy this phone, you have to buy it through them. And this phone, because it's not released globally yet or in Malaysia, it actually comes with a Chinese ROM. So they have translated it, and they inform me that when you purchase it, DirectD will actually install the Google Play Store in for you, so they can settle that aspect of it for you. But that's only if the Google Play Store version for this smartphone is available, which right now they tell me is not currently available. But I guess that's not so bad, since you can't really buy this phone yet. It's still in its pre-order status, where DirectD says that it will ship within 1 to 2 weeks. So it becomes a question of how much do you want this exclusivity. For me personally, I don't think it's worth it. I like the look, I like the build, but if you close your eyes and you just hold it, it feels exactly like the standard Mi 8. And that is only retailing for 1,599. This is 3,499 ringgit. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that the Xiaomi Mi 8 Explorer Edition, even though it's the more premium sort of exclusive device, it actually has a smaller battery than the Mi 8. So the one on the Mi 8 is a 3,400 mAh cell. This one is only 3,000 mAh, which is much closer to the Mi A2. How much that would affect battery life, I'm not sure, though personally, from my experience, I think you should see a noticeable drop because they're using the same kind of hardware, but this time with a smaller cell. Maybe they needed more space for the fancy new back. I don't know. Personally, I don't think that the price premium is really worth it for this phone. I mean, yes, it looks cool, there are a couple of new features and you get a little bit more RAM, but then you also have to deal with the complications of it being a Chinese ROM, it being an import set, and that together doesn't make this phone feel like it's worth twice as much as the standard Mi 8. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Would you be willing to pony up extra for the exclusivity of owning this smartphone? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you to DirectD for letting us check out this phone early. If you want to buy it, it's already on their website. You can pre-order it. It will ship within 1 to 2 weeks. And yeah, that's it from me at Rory at DirectD's PJ Mega Store. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the bell icon so you don't miss any videos that we post. And like us on Facebook. Also, keep your browser locked to searchandshare.com for the freshest servings of tech news. This is Rory. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!